Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Hey everybody, the old captain here. And yeah, we're in a hotel. Celebrating the 1 year anniversary of Asshole Consulting. Decided to run a hotel. Hi. You want to see how sad the trolls are? I'll tell you, this is an aside. I got this one guy because I ripped apart the Virgin MGTOWs. And he's like, yeah, look at him. He doesn't have anyone. He's always in a different hotel room. Usually if you're at a different hotel room, it means you're doing all right. You're usually traveling, having fun. I don't have girls in the background because you usually don't want to be on the show. You know, it's kind of, anyway. But it was just, yeah, so I am at another hotel. And we're got a bunch of people over to celebrate the 1 year anniversary. Anyway, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this. A young man has a request. And if you have a request, you go to Asshole Consulting and I'll give you my 2 cents. Dear Aaron, congratulations on the book release. I have a video request inspired by some of your recent videos, sort of a gray area topic that is dispersed throughout some older, more recent videos, but I think this is a valid topic to discuss in isolation. The topic, please discuss for the public record why creativity/creative aptitude does not merit exemption from real work. Being an amateur music producer and multi-instrumentalist myself, working a shitty cubicle job from 9 to 5, at least you're realistic, you know it. I've encountered this extensively with fellow artists over the years who seem to believe that they are entitled to live off of their art simply because they are creative, as if people who are building the infrastructure around them and the products they consume regularly don't have any interests outside their day job. These are the same people who produce really obscure, universally unappealable art, who then lament that nobody gets them, and mainstream is stupid. It's like, no, the mainstream is the market, motherfuckers. You better... And the guy says, welcome to the market. Thanks, asshole. Let me know what the damage will be, and I'll compensate promptly. Regards, and he wants to remain anonymous. Okay, well, I had 4 notes I was going to explain, but then I always find another thing to say. Here's what you gotta... This will be for your explanation, but not to what to tell them or to explain why they're deluded. Well, this will, but this is for your own benefit and everybody, to understand these people. People, why is Hollywood leftist? Why is the media biased to the left? Why are these groups why would they be left? Because they're lazy, easy subjects. Again, for the 40th frickin' time, the only time you're going to see someone's true intentions, whether they're an honorable, hardworking person or not, is when they declare their major. Because that's a testament to the world where they say whether or not they're going to work hard, whether or not they expect society to carry them along. And the laziest people, you know, journalism is pretty stupid. I'm going to major in political science. That's pretty dumb. Women's studies are, okay, you're lazy. But super uber lazy are artists or theater majors. I want to be an artist. I want to... And they're dumb on top of it, thinking that going to school is going to make them a better artist. I had another video about musicians, and somebody had a question about music. So you have to understand right off the bat, the sampling that you're looking at are probably the laziest and probably the most egotistic of people who think that they could become artists or actors or whatever, they're going to become musicians. Right? So that is where the delusion, they think that they're already entitled. They're already delusional. So when they hit the real world, the free market, as you pointed out, that mainstream just doesn't get me. Think of that statement. It shows you how egocentric and self-centered they are. The mainstream doesn't get me. Fuck you. Like I'm supposed to get you? Hang on, let me show you my dick. I don't really, I don't care. Go fuck yourself. It's like the world is supposed to bend to their preferences and worship them. Really egomaniac statement right there. So that's the mentality you're dealing with. Now specifically, why no one's buying their stuff and why you just can't get by on your creativity, there's a couple reasons. It boils down to 4 things. The first thing is your art sucks. I don't know how many artists out there are self-judges of themselves and simply declare their art awesome. And if you talk to my good buddy Jorge Gonzalez, he went to art school, and you see in art schools where these people, it's not even about art, it's about the political meaning behind art. That is what the focus is on. Now, of course, these are just art schools lying to these kids that they do have talent, and they're just ass-raping them for tuition. But the truth is, if you're not getting paid, there's a good chance that your art sucks. Okay. Now, another reason that your creativity is not rewarded in the market, you could be creative, but guess what? The market is flooded. My buddy Khan, he is, in my humble opinion, the best artist I know. I've seen his work, it's amazing. But there are so many more artists. He's an architect too on top of it, and he doesn't work as an architect. You want to know why? Because there are millions of architects out there, millions of architecture graduates, and millions of architect majors. So the market is flooded, and you could have the world's greatest art, but it doesn't really matter because there's a million other people that have about as good of art. This brings you to the third point why your art and creativity is not appreciated. The art industry is highly corrupted and highly nepotistic, even dysfunctional. If you want to see it, look at modern day art. Go to the Walker Art Museum in Minnesota. It shouldn't even be called a museum. It is just a box of shit. That's all it is. It is not art. What modern day art has become is not just for people with no talent, is for people who have rich parents and connections. And that's why some people's art that is utter shit is just utter shit. Again, go to the Walker Art Museum. I think there might be a piece or two you couldn't do, but the rest of us, we could give a kid like a piece of paper and some crayons and they'll come up with exactly, a blue square, fucking suck my dick, okay? I mean, it's not. How did that become? How did that person? It's because that person, like, daddy was somebody important, somebody in the art community, somebody with a lot of money. And if you don't have that, again, you're not going to get into these art galleries. And so that's the third reason. Finally, what I want to point out to these people who, like, the world doesn't get me, or go so far as, like, the government should pay us artists. You're a fucking tyrant. You're a goddamn fucking tyrant. You are no different than a slave owner because you're forcing everybody who doesn't want your shit to buy it. You're forcing us to work for you when we don't want to. Right? And for all the liberal and freedoms, you're nothing but a bunch of fucking nepotistic parasites, a bunch of despotic tyrants who want other people to slave away for you. And it's not even for your money. It's even worse than that. It's for your sad, pathetic ego. Like in St. Paul, this is why you never build in St. Paul. Okay, you never build. Or Minneapolis. I think it's St. Paul, Minneapolis, Hennepin, and Ramsey County. If you build a building, I think it's public, it could be any building, they require that you spend a certain amount of money on local artists. I'm not joking. Look it up. I may have my jurisdiction wrong, but I was walking past the new Twin Stadium, and they had to have a certain amount of art in this building. That's bullshit. The taxpayers are now slaves to these inferior crybabies who are talentless hacks posing as artists. So you can see where this mentality and why they're all living. It starts at home. They're all, you're great, these are the people with 27th place stickers, and everyone's got a trophy, and the parents never raised them right. Then they grow up. Well, they never grow up. They get older. They get pubes, and then maybe the pubes even go gray at times. But they never become adults. They never create anything that anybody ever wanted in society. And that's why artists tend to be leftist liberal parasites and demand other people's money and public support for the arts and national endowment for the arts. Because nobody wants their shit. They all want to be artists. They don't want to work hard to become talented artists. So that explains a lot. Not just the typical artist, musician's mentality. But why the vast majority of them tend to be in the leftist socialist, the world owes me a living type. Anyway, and one of them get in your face, show them this video. Actually, you guys should show I would love nothing more. It's great. You can tell when we hit the right pockets because all of a sudden there's just a ton of hate mail comes in and everyone's voting down the videos. So send this to a fellow artist. Tell them to go fuck off and quit being parasites and quit asking us to be their bitch. Toodles.